Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire. It's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it. So official, like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire. Sports and entertainment. Let's go.
All right, what's good, everyone? Welcome to another Watch the Commanders, the Aftermath, powered by Livewire Sports Media. So, the NFL season is finally here, and it kicked off today. Well, it kicked off Thursday with the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles, but nevertheless, we talk about Commanders. The Commanders came in to this game, first game of the season against the Giants, who Jaden Daniels is 2-0 against the Giants. As we know, in the post Daniel Jones era, enter Russell Wilson. But nevertheless, the Commanders came in this game looking to have much success of their 2024 season when they went 12-5. So how would the Commanders, who had such a great season last year, start off this season? Well, guess what? The Commanders did just what they needed to do with a 21-6 win over the Giants. They dominate the ball in the trenches, on defense, on offense side of the ball. Jaden Daniels wasn't as crisp as himself today, but that's just what it is when you started out game one. He did make plays when he needed. He made plays with his feet, as always with his arms. And you have Jaden Daniels went 19 for 30 today for 233 yards, almost 8 yards average on passing, 1 touchdown, and that was to Zach Ertz early on in the first quarter. And then he was sacked 3 times, pressure a lot today. I don't think the offensive line did dominate it when they need to, but they could. And some of the sacks, I think, was on Jaden Daniels for not getting out of the pocket quick enough. He had a QBR of 55, which that's not good, but his passer rating was a 98. Now, Bill Kronsky Merritt Jacory, his first name, he had a stellar game. I think eventually he's going to end up being the number 1 running back in this game and for this team, even though Austin Eckler had gotten a start. But I think having Bill Merritt be a change of pace person over Jeremy McNichols and Chris Rodriguez is going to be better. Now, however they want to play running back by committee is going to be fine. It's going to be well to see because you have Deebo Samuel that's in the mix too, and he scored on his first play on the end of the round for 19 yards. Now, Bill did have 82 yards on almost. He had his long run was a 42-yard when the Commanders was deep in the end zone, and then he did score on a touchdown, I think in the second quarter, to give him his first touchdown of the year. Austin Eckler provided much needed. He rushed for 26 yards, but he also caught 3 passes for 31 yards also. Then you had Chris Moore, who just came off the practice squad. He had 1 catch for 34 yards. Noah Brown contributed. Terry McLaurin, he didn't get a lot of targets today, but he was 2 for 27. Deebo Samuels, he got all the reps. He was 7 for 77 today and plus 19. So his longest catch was 21 yards. So Deebo Samuels is going to be pretty good. Jalen Lane, he caught 1 for a first down. And like I said, Zach Ertz had 3 catches for 26 yards and 1 touchdown. Now, the Washington Commanders defense, that's what I want to talk about. The defense would play the lights out. They got 2 sacks on Russell Wilson today. They pressured Russell Wilson. They got a fumble as well on Russell Wilson. They had 8 quarterback hits on him. The team had 33 solo tackles. They have 7 TFF. So Bobby Wagner led the team in tackles with 10. Then Frankie Louisville, Quan Martin. But the one thing that I can criticize this team on today is penalties. That's one of the things it irritates me to death. Is penalties with this team. They control the Giants and them control the time of possession pretty even. Penalties. Washington was 12 for 89 yards in penalties. That right there has to be better. This team cannot start out the year getting penalties, false starts, holding penalties, offsides, all of that stuff. That's right here. This is a discipline issue for this team when you look at it with 12 penalties, especially when you're going to play the Giants next. I mean, not the Giants, but the Green Bay Packers this Thursday. You cannot have this. The Commanders had a total of 220 yards rushing. If they could have that, if they could contain, even though they have penalties, I still think that if the Commanders could control the trenches and force Green Bay do some things, I think we can pull out the victory on that. Also, third down, they were 4 for 11. They didn't even go for it on fourth down, none. But I'm sure there's going to come. First down for penalties, 3. Rushing first downs, 11. Passing first downs, 11, and everything like that. So that's to me. I think that area for the Commanders is to clean up. Really clean up that area with the penalties, because that's really bad. Well, let's check out some highlights real quick before I go on right here.
You're not stuck because you're not capable. You're stuck because you won't let go. Successful entrepreneurs aren't superhumans. They just stop.
So I was just showing y'all a bunch of highlights from the game earlier, where the Commanders was on their first drive before they score. Zach Ertz scored the first touchdown in the game with them. But they kept, like I said, the defense for the Commanders kept Russell Wilson and them off keel, where they didn't have to worry so much about trying to get a rhythm and stuff like that. Now, like I said, the Commanders, they had some laps in defense a little bit in the secondary, but that's something that's going to take time. They're going to get better in and everything like that, because Green Bay is a team that loves to throw the ball a lot. And so they definitely has to, but I do believe the pressure from the front. Deron Payne probably looked better than he has in the last couple of years. He looks really rejuvenated. He looks really aggressive. And that's going to serve a whole lot right there with this new defensive front for the Washington Commanders. Now, like I said, they do play Green Bay this Thursday, and it's going to be a test. I think the more they get these games under their belt, the better the rhythm this team is going to be. I think I do see the Commanders beating Green Bay on Thursday, but they're just going to have to play this mistake-free football. They can't have 12 penalties in a game. That's going to keep drives alive for the Packers or something like that for easy scores. Now, I do believe they're going to put pressure on Jordan Love. I think Michael Parsons, he's going to try to be disruptive as he always is. But I do believe Joe Witt and Dan Quinn, they're going to find a way to put pressure on Jordan Love and rattle him up and make him make mistakes. So we'll see. I want to show y'all something real quick, because Burns from the Giants, he shared something really, really funny that I want to show y'all real quick. He was talking about Jaden Daniels, said that he talks a lot in a funny way, you know what I'm saying? So let's check it out real quick.
Hey, buddy, I don't want to talk.
I learned anything new about Jaden Daniels today. Did you that you didn't know?
You talk a lot. Yeah. Cool dude, but he talk a lot. I don't want to talk to you.
Thanks, Bird.
He's like shooting a shit or talking about.
Nah, he just be talking like, hey, buddy, I don't want to talk to you.
I thought
I'll talk to you after the game, bro. I'll talk to you after the game.
Smart young man.
Yeah, he's a smart guy. That's what he's trying to get in my head, make me feel like we're friends. Nah.
That's right.
I'm gonna tell you, that's that Tom Brady stuff that Jaden Daniels doing. And I'm gonna tell you something. Jaden Daniels is going to pick up a lot of veteran stuff, how to get in these opponents' head, how to talk to them, see what they do, how they tick and stuff like that. And Burns is smart. He didn't allow Jaden Daniels to like have conversation with it and stuff like that. And Jaden Daniels is starting to be, he's starting his second year, but you can tell he's starting to have that presence of a veteran where he's going to like figure out his opponent. He's going to start figuring out his point. He's going to start trying to get in his opponent's head. And that's going to make him so dangerous. He's going to separate him from the likes of a Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, and all of them, because he's a thinker. You know, how it's the same way with Tom Brady and how Peyton Manning would do, you know, get in your opponent's head. It's almost like, I want to figure you out. And if Jaden Daniels learns that part of the game this early on, he's going to be the most unstoppable quarterback in the game, because he's going to see it all. He's going to know how to manipulate it from the line of scrimmage. He's going to know how to check off. He's going to know how to audible just in the right place. He's going to be able to read everything on the field, and that's going to make him so dangerous. See, the difference between Josh Allen and them, they athletic. See, Jaden is athletic. He could throw better than all of them. And plus, he's a thinker. He reads the game in a whole different spectrum. And I'm sure he's still using his VR. You know, that's going to give him a more added advantage as well. So, me personally, I think Jaden Daniels has the right mindset. Pick your opponent. Pick your opponent apart. Get into their head early on in the season. So, let me know what you think about the Commanders' first win. Like I said, the defense and the trenches, they dominate the line of scrimmage, you know, on both sides of the ball. But they still need to clean up the penalties. 12 penalties is too much for this team. Even though they won, I feel like they should have scored 35 points in this game. But I take the 21 and a victory any time of the week. So until the next episode, this is Commanders Aftermath, powered by Livewire Sports Media. Peace.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment.